One of the most challenging things to pull off in a mystery story is an unreliable narrator. Having the person who's telling the story wind up being the murderer is a trick that's not easy to execute. The filmmakers can't tip their hand too early and spoil the surprise, but if the big reveal comes totally out of the blue, the audience feels cheated. Here, writer Robert Presnell Sr. and director John Reinhardt do it about as well as it can be done. They make Mike Carr a naturally tight-lipped skeptic and surround him with an array of fishy characters. Fishy as in red herrings. Right up until the end, I was unsure if the killer was Don Castle or the cop played by Regis Toomey. Reinhardt directed that strange rooftop scene between Castle and Benita Granville in such a way that you're not sure if he's distractedly looking for clues or angling to shove Granville off the ledge. The Guilty rewards repeat viewings just to study how Reinhardt uses misdirection to hide the identity of the killer until the very end, while planting clues all along the way. And soon you'll be able to watch it again whenever you want, since it's coming out on Blu-ray from our partners at Noir Alley. The call Don Castle tight-lipped is a vast understatement. Stoic, taciturn leading men may be a hallmark of film noir, but Castle, who studied at the Edgar Bergen School of Acting, took the style to extremes. He barely moves his lips on screen. As I mentioned at the top, he was called the poor man's Clark Gable, a comparison that would vanish as soon as Castle shaved off his mustache. But in pictures like this, he was a good fit. Instead of being expressive, he's tough to read, perfect for characters hiding their true motivations. Castle's career pretty much fizzled out in the 50s, as he and his wife spent more time running his Palm Springs hotel than he did making movies. When things got financially rough in the late 1950s, close friends Jack Rather and Benita Granville came to Castle's rescue, installing him as president of their fast-growing television empire. The couple by then owned several lucrative television franchises, including Sergeant Preston of the Yukon, The Lone Ranger, and the biggest of all, Lassie. The windfall couldn't stave off Castle's depression, however. He died of a drug overdose in 1966, only 48 years old. After building a radio and TV empire, Jack Rather's main interest switched to real estate. In 1955, he opened a motor court in Anaheim, adjacent to a new amusement park being built, and worked a deal with the developer to use the park's name. Jack Rather and Benita Granville owned and operated the Disneyland Hotel until 1988, when it was sold to the Walt Disney Corporation. John Reinhardt, director of The Guilty, had one of the more eclectic careers of any Hollywood director. He was an Austrian emigre who in the 1930s specialized in making Spanish-language films for 20th Century Fox, a virtually forgotten part of Hollywood history. He worked for the OSS in World War II, precursor to the CIA, and after the war made a series of low-budget crime movies that are among his best work. I'll have more to say about Reinhardt next month when we show another of his films, 1947's High Tide, also starring Don Castle. Like The Guilty, it's been restored by my Film Noir Foundation. Next week, I'll be making a long haul to my hometown, where I'll deliver to your doorstep a film still perfectly fresh after 73 years on the market. Be here when Noir Alley presents Richard Conte, Valentina Cortese, and Lee J. Cobb in Thieves' Highway, directed by the great Jules Dassin. Of course, in the meantime, you can check in on the Noir Alley Facebook page and Twitter feed. And let us know if you saw Don Castle's lips move in today's film. Until next time, see you in the shadows.